if you didn't know yet, I'm a Brompton fanboy. I just love these bikes. I have two in my household and I know nothing that would be better than a Brompton. It's so compact, it's very flexible. I use it for commuting to work. I use it if I'm on vacation and with my camper van. It's just so versatile, and you can just put it in a car trunk when a friend picks you up or something. So a really nice bike. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Brompton or by any other company, so I'm just sharing my personal opinion. So before I talk too much about my love for the Bromptons, I would like to share some customizations, some optimizations, some spare parts, you can call it what you want, that I 3D printed for my Bromptons. And they have been designed by two people on the internet. So I will show you who designed it when we go through the different parts. The first print that I made quite some years ago for the first time are the easy clamps. They are designed by Gyrobot, a user that shared his model on Thingiverse. So it's free to download, but he also sells them. If you don't have a 3D printer or something, you can buy them online from him. So the links are in the video description, and definitely check them out. So I printed the easy clamps for my first Brompton I bought 6 years ago. They prevent the clamps that hold the frame together and also the handlebar upwards from spinning around. If you buy the Brompton, these clamps are able to spin freely, and sometimes they block when you try to tighten them, but this only happens when you're in a hurry. And but if you are a bit like me, you try to make the fold and unfold as easy as possible. And so I was motivated to test these, and they lasted for 5 years. And a few weeks ago, I used the other Brompton in my household, and I saw that I didn't even print a second pair of these for the second Brompton, which made the fold and unfold a bit more difficult. So I reprinted these with another material. I wanted to test the Elegoo TPU 95A. 95A is for the shore hardness of the material. And so I sliced it, I loaded it to the printer and printed it out. So I unscrewed the screw, including the clamp, mounted the TPU part onto the screw, and then mounted this part back to the Brompton. And it turns out the material is too soft. The designer recommended the 95A shore hardness, but the ones I printed a few years ago were made from FlexFill 98A, so a bit harder, and they worked perfectly. So I reprinted them with this material. I have to be honest, I was a bit lazy on drying the material. Because of that, the print is not super clean. So although the quality of the print is not perfect, they work very good, just as expected and just as they worked on the other Brompton. So I can definitely say that it is better to go for a bit harder material. At least that's my experience. And these clamps are just super practical. So now we come to the second print, which is a spare part of the Seatpost bumper. You may now ask, what is the seat post bumper? When you are using a Brompton and you fold it, you lower the seat pole into the frame and it comes out on the bottom. So this bumper is usually made out of rubber and is just put into the seat post in the factory. But these things get lost. If you ride the bike for quite some time and maybe it's the bumpy road or something, you will probably lose it. And if you lost it, you are familiar with the sound. So there's a user on printables, der Andy 3D is his nickname, and he made a solution for that. He made one part out of TPU and one part out of PETG. In addition to that, you need a 25mm M5 screw, a nut and a washer, and of course an Allen key. So I also printed these parts out of TPU and black PETG from Buddy 3D. With the TPU I gave another chance to the Elegoo TPU 95A, which turned out quite well. So after printing I had to assemble these parts. The only thing to notice is that you need a bit more force when you first mount the screw and for the first turns that the screw has in the nut. And yeah, after that it's quite easy to mount it to the seat post, and after that the sound is gone, and if you're folding your bike you're not hitting the ground with the seat post. Yeah, so also a very practical print. And if you're still watching, you owe me a like for this video, I guess. And if you are interested in 3D printing and other stuff, for example RC gliders, then definitely subscribe to the channel. And yeah, see you next time.